سلام رفقان، دایالی هستم. به چنل من خیلی خوش اومدید. همونطور که میدونید چند وقتی 2 ماه حدوداً 21 بهمن ماه، یک روز قبل تولد من، هاگوارتز لگسی میاد و یک تریلر جدید ازش اومده بیرون، یعنی شوکیسه که سازنده‌های بازی نشستن و در مورد المان‌های بازی هاگوارتز لگسی دارن صحبت میکنن. هاگوارتز لگسی هم میدونید دیگه، اسم هاگوارتز همون اسم مدرسه و همون مکان آموزشی بود که هری پاتر و دوستان جادوگرش اونجا درس میخوندن و آموزش میدیدن. اگر هری پاتر رو دیدید قطعاً با فضای این بازی و کلا با دنیای هری پاتر آشنا هستید. پس میبینیم که چی ساختن، یعنی ببینیم که چه گیمی از توش در آوردن. شوکیس رو ببینیم با هم دیگه و بینش حالا تحلیل میکنیم، ببینیم که چی هست بازی و چه جوری باید بوده باشه. آیا به نظرتون خوب ساختن؟ یا گیم پلیش ممکنه راضی باشید بازی کننده هست یا نه؟ لیتس گو بریم که دور هم دیگه خوش بگذرونیم. یادم رفت بگم که تا رسیبیلام این همیشه توی حلقه بدخواهاتون و به امید روزای بهتر. لیتس گو. خب تریلر رو با هم دیگه بریم ببینیم. صدای ذره اوکی. ها دنیای باحالی داره. به نظر خیلی سرگرم کننده و جذاب باشه این سری جدید، یعنی این کلا بازی جدیدی که دو دنیای هری پاتر و کلا هاگوارتز رو ساخته میشه. خیلی جذاب به نظر من، اگه خوب ساخته باشنش. قطعا خوب ساختن. حالا شما هم نظرتون حتما بهم بگید.
Welcome to the Hogwarts Legacy gameplay showcase. I'm Chandler Wood, community manager here at Avalanche Software, and I'm honored to introduce you to our panel today. First up,
مدیریت کامیونیتی یه چیزی داره. کلا به طرفدارای بازی توضیح میده.
And from the Avalanche team, we have game director Alan Tu.
Hello everybody.
And systems designer Andy Toner.
کارگردان
And
بازی
finally, just off screen capturing gameplay for us,
و
Andrew Corum.
به نظرم گیم کپچر هم
Today we'll be
که
giving you a taste of the open world via Broomflight.
آره چند نفر از اعضای تیم بازی سازی و سازنده‌های بازی آورده که بهمون توضیح بده که این بازی چی هستش و یه ذره بیشتر توضیح بدن.
Right where we left off in our last gameplay showcase, just outside Hogwarts, which I love that you can walk out of the castle after walking through everything, and then just come out here and take off on your broom out into the open
Holy
world.
shit!
And
چقدر
I know that's
قشنگه
something that
بازی.
you particularly like about Hogwarts Legacy too.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of just being able to
چقدر
hop on the broom
سکسیه.
and go anywhere. There's something about kind of like the sensation
بعد اینم
of
بهتون بگم که
being open to you.
فکر کنم همین دیروز پریروز بازی هم گل شد، کامل ساخته شد.
I love flying close to the ground and
پشمام.
I kind of wanted to talk about it just because I feel like
نگاه کن چقدر قشنگ، چه فضای باحالی، چقدر گیم پلی بازی باحاله.
I have a broom and it's done.
Holy shit.
Mechanics in it. So you see in the lower right there's a meter there and occasionally as Andrew's kind of flying.
وای من اصلا دیوونه این بازی هم. خب که فقط بشینی از فضای خفن بازی لذت، مثل ردت، خب از فضا لذت ببری، عشق کنی با فضا. ریچر، میدونی چی میگم؟ ویچر هم راستی آپدیت جدیدش اومده. یادتون باشه ویچر رو قراره با هم دیگه بریم. اصلا چقدر گیم داره میاد. کی پول داره اینا رو بخره؟ اول فاز نگاه کن، یعنی نگاه کن ببین پرام پرام، یعنی خب دنیای بزرگی هم داره. اینجوری داره این پیش میره، خیلی دنیای بزرگی داره.
Make it so that where normally the broom you can only go at max speed.
روی PS5 کپچر کردن اینو. امیدوارم روی پی سی هم بازی خوب باشه.
And so those upgrades will allow you to
چقدر میتونی بری رو هوا.
and the broom owner at
فکر کن انقدر بازی بزرگه که داره از چوب پرواز استفاده میکنه. خب این چوب پرواز درسته کلا یکی از المان‌های مثلا هری پاتر بودن و تو این دنیا بودن اینه که بتونی از چوبش هم استفاده کنی. خب قشنگه آره، ولی نگاه کن اینجوری که این داره نشون میده، خب اینجوری که داره با چوب دستی الان حالا 3 دقیقه از مثلا شوکیس رفته، فکر کنم 2 دقیقه 1 دقیقه و نیم از گیم پلی داره نشون میده و فقط داره با چوب دستی میره. این یه نشونه میده که با دنیای بازی فوق العاده بزرگه، چرا که این همه مسافت رو فقط داره با چوب دستی طی میکنه برای یه شوکیس، برای مثلا یه تریلر به عنوان گیم پلی. خب و این یکی از نشونه‌هایی که واقعا دنیای بازی بزرگه. حالا ادامهش بده.
And I love that mechanic encourages you to actually explore the world and kind of stay close to the ground. It's not just a travel mechanic, point A to point B. You're not just flying high over everything, although it is beautiful, something I really love doing, but as well there's lots to explore on the ground, and so kind of keeping you down at the ground level.
And to me it feels like it's got this kind of surfing vibe over the
Oh my god, like I'm just like I want to snatch the controller from Andrew right now because I want to go to the mountaintop, I'm going to the forest and to that hamlet or I don't know that.
میگه خود سازنده بازی داره میگه قشنگه که بالاخره مثلا پرواز کنی یا خب این چیز خوبیه، ولی اینکه انقدر میتونی بیای پایین رو سطح زمین پرواز کنی خیلی قشنگه، قشنگ دنیای بازی درک میکنی.
And so we all know from
واقعا قشنگه.
it's the only all wizarding village within Britain, but we wanted other opportunities to kind of meet other characters out here and to kind of populate the landscape, so it's not just kind of barren as.
حالا ما داخل دنیای بازی می‌خوام ببینیم دنیای بازی چقدر پویا هستش.
Imagine these different dwellings, these different smaller locations that wizards might live in out in the Highlands. And so it's those and so we refer to those as hamlets, and they're opportunities to learn those wizard stories, how those different locations have kind of like learned to live, what their relationships are with characters at Hogsmeade and Hogwarts. And so they're both quest opportunities out here and a chance to kind of get to know more of the area even beyond Hogwarts and Hogsmeade that we've already experienced. And you'll also notice on the mini-map like lots of little icons, and each one of those represent gameplay in the hamlets that you can participate in, whether it's a vendor or different
به مپ هم که نگاه کنید مپ پایین بچه‌ها میگه کلی میشه میبینید، کلی چیزای جدید میبینید، قشنگ سرگرمتون میکنه تو بازی.
So when you go out into the open world and you see those icons, whether they're on the mini map or on your map or off in the distance, those things are opportunities to say like I want to.
ویچر افتادم حقیقتا.
They're puzzles left behind by old wizards.
این پسر چی میگه؟ What?
Grant you those.
چیکار میگه پسر؟
Ruins off in the distance and you visit them, you might find opportunities to actually expand and learn about your ancient magic. And as you kind of encounter different enemies dotted on the landscape, sometimes those characters, poachers or dark wizards, might be hoarding different magical resources that are valuable to you as you're playing the game. So each one has kind of like a way to connect to our gameplay loops and provide different opportunities that just kind of reward you for poking around.
I mean, I ran away when I want to just cover all of those points on the map, just by going over there.
Well, we've flown on a broom already, but there is something that we haven't done so far,
دنیای بازی چقدر بزرگه.
We're going to hop on our Onyx Hippogriff here. The Onyx Hippogriff is our pre-order bonus.
Oh my god.
John, yo Ali.
The back. Oh wait, you can use it as a horsey? I mean, a horse. I mean, that is a horse.
Yeah, as a hippogriff, you can totally ride it like a ground mount, and you can lift off into the air. And we tried to make sure that each of those interactions, so the broom's really good at reaching that top speed, at kind of traveling the world as quickly as possible. But sometimes it's really nice to get on the hippogriff because of that ground speed or those transitions. And sometimes it just feels amazing just to be riding around on a hippogriff.
Look at it.
Yeah, it really is kind of like, I don't know, it's a great feeling being on it. And it's a great feeling managing those transitions, kind of going from run to fly.
چقدر قشنگ این دنیای این بازی.
That each one of these things that you can interact with have a unique identity and a reason for being.
And, oh my god,
وارد چیز شد.
Areas like a swampy area. By the way, can you go?
وارد یه جایی شد که اصلا انگاری که ترک شده است.
There's kind of a moment where the world kind of opens up to you outside of Hogwarts as a student, and right from that moment, early on in the game, you can go wherever you want. And so you might find more difficult challenges in different areas, and you'll see different spots as Andrew's moving around, like you mentioned the swamp. But we have got like a coast, and we've got different types of environments out in the world just to kind of pepper your experience, reward you for exploring, keep things fresh. All those things exist as we're moving around.
So cool. And I love that windmill. It's like so rustic. Like I keep forgetting that this is like 1800s. The Wizarding World we've never really seen before. Like it feels so authentic. Like it's part of it.
Yeah, I love this vista too, and I'm gonna have Andrew stop here. We're gonna use a bit of dev magic to change the seasons. Actually, I want you to see what this world looks like, covered in snow.
Please. I love snow.
صحیح. اوه آب و هوا عوض شد. داشتم آب و هوا رو عوض می‌کردم.
It was so realistic.
دهن
It
سرویس.
changes the landscape like completely. Oh my god. Does it have
فصل زمستون
actual,
اینجا.
gameplay impact? Like impact on the gameplay? Or does it like it's just the weather of Scotland?
Yeah, we really use it as a narrative marker through the game. So
سوال کرد که این یه نوع آب و هوا داخل بازی یا مثلا ممکنه وسط بازی تغییر کنه یا بین دو خط داستانی شاید باشه.
as you're progressing through your main storyline, it was important for us to kind of like have those moments that kind of felt like when you're reading the books or watching the movies where, you know, you'll see kind of like the title card winter and now the landscape has changed and you're really feeling that passage of time while you're a student, you know, going through your year at Hogwarts. And I think we wanted to duplicate that. And for me, it's really fun that it's not just on the outside, which I agree. I think it looked really beautiful.
میگه با خط داستانی بازی بالاخره آب و هوا عوض میشه، اینجوری شما حس میکنید حس واقعی بودن مثلا دنیای بازی رو که توش هستید و بهتون دست میده، احساس میکنید توی بازی هستید. چون مادامی که شما توی هاگوارتز به عنوان دانش آموز هستید و همونجوری مثلا فصل‌ها تغییر میکنه، ماها میگذره، دنیای بازی هم به همون منوال تغییر میکنه. جالبه.
But within the school as well. So there are moments like when it reaches certain holidays or things like that where Hogsmeade reacts to holidays and the school reacts to holidays and you see the decorations around those environments change. That really helped just kind of make me feel like I'm there.
یه وقت بعضی وقتا مثلا ممکنه که مثلا جشنی باشه یا مثلا عیدی باشه چیزی، بعد مثلا کریسمس، خب بعد کلا فضا تغییر میکنه، دنیای بازی یه جوری مثلا شادتر میشه، همه به جنب و جوش‌تر میافتن. جالبه.
And it's not just you know for the seasons, those kind of vibe things. Like we have a day-night cycle, and that day-night cycle, even though similarly, like it's largely about vibe.
یه گذشت چیزی داریم، چرخه شب و روز رو داریم ما به غیر از فصلا.
There's just candlelight and students kind of like as you're walking through the halls. But in that
میگه اگر شب شما بخواید مثلا وارد حال بشید و اصلا تو مدرسه عبور کنید، قطعا حق عبور مرور ندارید دیگه و دزدکی هستش. و سر همین میگه که یه جورای شب مثلا باید سوسکی‌تر، آرومتر و بدون سر صدا خارج شید از مدرسه.
Day-night cycle is where we've kind of placed a few items where, you know, whether or not you can collect them or whether or not you can interact with them that are a little bit restricted by the.
یا آیتم‌های خاص خودشون هم می‌تونید جمع کنید تو شب و روز.
Andrew's flying up here really high up on the hippogriff. And we're just looking at this view of Hogwarts in the distance. It's just absolutely beautiful. It's part of what I love most about flying around in this game, whether it's on a hippogriff or on the broom.
No, I mean, you talk about going anywhere and things that you can see in the distance, and that's one of my. I still can't get over, like, no matter, I play this so much, but I still can't get over the fact that I can see Hogwarts out there, and there's just something beautiful about knowing that all of the things inside of it, the classrooms, the students, the professors, I can just fly my hippogriff, land in the courtyard, enter the front doors, and just walk, you know, to the library, to class, or to greenhouse, or to my common room, that it's all contiguous and just kind of like one.
این دنیا انقدر زنده است که من مثلا میتونم همینجوری سفر کنم یا مثلا با اسبم بیام جلو در بشینم، برم وارد کلاس‌ها بشم و وارد مدرسه بشم، همه دارن به کارشون ادامه میدن. خیلی جالبه.
I mean, I'm speechless right now. It's just absolutely beautiful. It's just oh my god.
As much as we want to spend a lot more time out here flying around, experiencing the world, I think this is a great opportunity to switch over to combat. And last time we gave you kind of a really go
بخش جنگیدن و کامبت بالاخره هاگوارتز,
which is part of our deluxe edition. All right, Andrew's got us in the Forbidden Forest, which is where the Dark Arts Battle Arena is.
داخل جنگل ممنوعه رفته.
I love the way that the Dark Arts Battle Arena is actually part of the world. It's integrated into the world. So the Dark Arts Battle Arena is actually
player with a standard edition can also purchase the Dark Art Pack.
Part of the world. It's integrated into the world, so your experience is more immersive than just.
مثلا اینکه اینجا مثلا این یه DLC داستانی یا یه چیز دیگه است.
Reason to go to the Forbidden Forest.
Exactly. There are many reasons to go to the Forbidden Forest, but he's also wearing the Dark Arts cosmetic set, and here he's pulling out the Thestral, which is part of that Dark Arts pack from the Deluxe and Digital Deluxe edition. So we're going full Dark Arts here.
That's good. That's what I like going down.
But I like this battle arena. It is a great place to show off really combat in a big way. Unlock some interesting abilities for you and allows you to really play around with combat in a deep way.
And is this like the only arena like this in the game where you can like practice? And
so in the base game we have 2 combat arenas normally, and so everyone has access to those. And each of the combat arenas are an opportunity to kind of just go through a difficult combat challenge, fight through multiple waves, in order to earn a different cosmetic for your character and add that to your collection. In the case of that's no different than the Dark Arts
بتل آرنا هستش خب که مثلا 2 تا بتل آرنا داخل خود بازی هست. این دارک آرتس خب بتل آرنا دارک آرتس که بعد خریداری بشه حالا DLC هر چی هستش.
Combat arena.
حالا ما داریم این دارن DLC رو نشون میدن.
One of the things that we're excited about in the Dark Arts Battle Arena that people can do is you come in preloaded with
میدون جنگی جوری.
The unforgivable curses are something that everyone's going to have access to through the base game and going to be able to earn, and they can make choices in order to kind of like add that to their repertoire, and they can also commit to that down with certain talents and things like that. When you play the Dark Arts Combat Arena, you actually have access to all those things. That's kind of like a way to test them all. And so it's a chance to kind of like tour and play with the Dark Arts and decide whether or not that is a path.
اینجا مثلا یه سری ابیلیتی هایی هستش که هنوز معرفی نشده و جادوها نمیخوان نشون بده هنوز چون آماده نیست یه جوری.
Yeah, everyone has the same ability to explore the Dark Arts. This is just kind of like a way of previewing.
And again, a great place for us to show off combat in general.
Ready?
So I think we're gonna jump in here and we're just gonna start battling, and we can start talking about everything you're seeing on the screen.
All right.
Oh, چقدر سکسیه.
That was right away. Oh my god.
We're starting off strong.
جنگیدن شخ خوبه.
Was that Kujio? Oh my god. That's so cool.
Yeah, so that you'll notice right away, like when we used Avada Kedavra, that guy's health bar went from instant to 0.
مثلا امیدوارم این چیز باشه. بینه باشه جدا.
Works in the game, even in some pretty extreme situations. You'll notice that like the meter takes up a lot longer to kind of build up as a way to kind of deal with extreme power, just so that it's still fun to use. And then there's some ways that we'll probably talk about to adjust that. But I don't know. I don't know if there are things on the screen that you just have questions about.
Like I see like little blue things pop from the enemies. Also, like that sign, well, it's like, so in the community we call it the ancient magic sign. I don't know if that's how it's called in the game.
So the community is astute. So on the development side and in player facing in the game, we reference that as your ancient magic community.
جادوش خیلی جالبه و خیلی هم زیاده جادوش خب حالا این اونای اون چیزایی که باید نشون بدن نشون بدن چیزا رو هنوز معرفی نکردن خیلی جادوی خفن‌تری تو راه.
Start unlocking new powers. So one of those powers you'll see the R1 button appearing throughout the game. That's an ancient magic throw we call it that allows you to kind of like draw an object to you and fling it at an enemy. But whenever you see the R1 or the L1 plus R1 appear over somebody's head,
مثلا این ویو کامپلیت کرد ویو 3 باز. همینجا میره جلو. ویو سهم میزنه.
Basically that they'll strike someone in the game world, and there's something that only you can see in the narrative in the world. And suck them in.
ویو چنده؟
The way you play and.
So the potions help you defeat enemies a lot quicker and more efficiently. So some of the tools that you'll see here are like the
Wave
rock skin potion.
complete.
So that is
Now
something
give
that
it, but
basically
wave it
covers your
sure.
skin in this like rocky material that reduces the
این
incoming
دیگه
damage that
چیزه
you're receiving.
این
So
دیگه
against big enemies, hard-hitting enemies like trolls, that's super helpful.
چیکار کرد خودش یه آرمور زد به خودش
Troll just collapsed.
یا علی زد کشتش با یه ضرب
Obviously, we have the Wig and Will potion as well, which increases your health. And then we have the Focus potion. So when Alan talks about having to balance Avada Kedavra with a long cooldown, because obviously it's an instant kill, one thing that you could do is
بلا کم داره پری هم میتونی
increase
کنی آها این چیه
how quickly your cooldowns regain.
Right. Oh my god. There's just so much like versatility, like in what the character is doing to the troll right now. Like he's just bouncing around the arena. He's like not, and the troll makes him.
به نظرم منفجر کرد یارو
And I love that our plants are violent.
Yes, and
final
so that's like, when
wave
you're talking about almost the setup of the
همه اینا با هم
arena. You
اومدن
also have plants that you can fight with. And so you have things like the venomous tentacula that you can put down and it acts like a turret and it can just kind of
بیشتر
shoot
نکن
enemies around the
میاره
battlefield.
بالا بعد همون
That is
لحظه
so
نمیزنه
cool. This is like a truly like Hufflepuffian way to approach the battle. Yes.
No, that was super important to us. So there were these like multiple ways, and so you can see there's a ton of different things that you can use. The Mandrake is one, so you can pull it out and it stuns with its like piercing cry these enemies in a radius.
And another thing I want to call out that we're seeing on the side of the screen here is these dueling feats, which I love because I love anything that prompts me to play a game in a different way, a unique way. I don't want to get stuck in my
چیز
style.
آورده؟ نه بگم یه یار آورده و خودش داره میجنگه باش
Go for it. If you just want to blast people with spells, go for it. But we also want to
بودرش کرد
have things over here that may make you use certain plants or certain potions or block more or
Yeah, we mentioned the field guide challenges in the prior stream, and the field guide challenges, this is the way that the field guide manifests like challenges for you to do in combat. And exactly to your point, we just wanted a way to encourage players to explore the different systems, to help them decide, to just kind of practice with them and explore what they want to do, because there really are
سیستم جنگیدنش واقعا خوبه یعنی خسته کننده نیست اصلا میدونی خیلی دستت بازه خیلی چیزای خفنی میتونی تجربه کنی
sort of like links the fates of these different characters on the battlefield. That way, as you get the
و مثل اینکه چندین تا اسپل داره فهمیدی؟ یعنی میتونی در آن واحد چند فکرم 4 تا نیستش خیلی بیشتره حداقل 8 تا اسپله
And so, oh my God, there are dark arts fantasies. There's fantasies about being more of a defense against the dark arts characters, things like that.
اینا تبدیلش کرده مرغ.
Being used on the battlefield, and we can
مرغ.
them more powerful and more efficacious. So it's all about which type of player you feel like you are, and whether or not you want to play with prep, on the fly, or with deliberation, and those are all different options.
That is so cool because like it's like I see so much like going on the screen, just so much complexity, and I want to just try it myself.
Yes, which
style works best. I mean, I feel like it's the dark arts is going to be the easiest route, but that ancient magic, to be honest, feels like much more powerful than just the dark arts.
Yeah.
And speaking of plants and potions, we're going to be putting the dark arts away, put those unforgivable curses away, and heading to the Room of Requirement, which is your home within Hogwarts, a personalizable space that actually has some utility as well, where you get to brew things and grow things, and also care for some beasts. Right, Andrew's got us in the Room of Requirement, wearing, we kind of went
داخل دانشگاه اومد داخل کلاس کلاس گیاهشناسی
and I think that's a good jumping off point for the personalization of the space as well, not just your character and the visuals of your character, but actually this space is a place that you can
واقعا بازی خوب ساختن خیلی سخته با این جزئیات بسازی بازیو امیدوارم داستانش انقدر گیره باشه که امتیاز خوب بگیره
your reflection as a wizard. So you can change the architecture in here.
What?
Different themes throughout, starkly different themes, to really just hammer home that this is
holy shit.
Oh my God, what? This is beautiful. We never expected that to be. Oh my God.
بعد سقف کلاس میری کاستومایز کنی.
You can actually conjure little objects into this space, as you can see. So there's like statues that you can do, and ornaments, and tables, and rugs, and just a bunch of little things that really flesh out the space and bring it to life.
Oh my goodness, because like we had an idea that those places where you brew stuff, that's where you can change, but you can do all of this. Where do you even get this stuff? Like, there's a furniture store?
Yeah, so we call them conjurations. And the conjuration recipes can be purchased at Tomes and Scrolls in Hogsmeade. But also as you engage in different types of gameplay throughout the world, you'll be rewarded.
بابا یا علی نگاه کن دست چقدر واسه این بازی بازه.
You can change the color, you can change the size of it, and you can place it
اندازش
anywhere.
Oh my god, it's so tiny! It's like for baby Niffler.
And I love how the system too is designed. It's not mechanical; it's immersive, and so you get the magical effect of conjuring it in, and you're actually doing this in the world as your character. Like that gameplay with the immersive design of personalizing the space.
Oh my god, like, and I love the animation, how it like appears, you know, like it's not just like there, it's like it almost like it apparates.
It is really quite beautiful, and that was the thing, is we wanted that to look really nice because the magic in the Wizarding World is everywhere. It's physical, it's kinetic, and it's whimsical. We really wanted to nail that whimsy in this space. Another thing that I wanted to discuss is that not only can you like conjure things and you can change their look, but you can do that with the utility objects as well. So you can see that we have planting pots and potion stations, and you can change the look of those as well. And these are the areas where, as we mentioned previously, you'll be growing your plants, you'll be brewing your potions.
Right.
So while you're also doing these like kind of nurturing based activities, this is also the space where you would bring your gear to be identified, and gear to have like rates put on it, which I believe Alan can talk to.
We keep bringing up appearance and how it looks, and on a, like in the game you can look like anything you want to whenever you want to. But the player will be finding different types of gear, that we call it, as you progress through the game. And essentially, we just know that clothes and different items in the Wizarding World can have different
لباس برای خودت درست کنی مثلا یه دستگاه بافتنیه.
As you adventure and as you defeat enemies, you're going to be finding different pieces of gear that have different abilities.
Upgrade کنی، بسازی، ببافی.
And are a major part of you kind of growing as a wizard and advancing as a wizard. And so
there's a huge list.
And not all the time, whenever you get a new piece of gear, you don't necessarily know exactly what it does. And so there is a station inside of the Room of Requirement that you can conjure. It's one of the first things you conjure, called an identification station, where you can actually bring that gear that you're uncertain about and learn what its abilities are.
Right.
And then as this space advances even
میگه
further,
بعضی وقتی شما یه چیزی میسازین یا یه چیزی تو دنیا میگیرین، مثلا سنگی یا مثلا سنگ قدرتی یا لباسی، هر چیزی، خب نمیدونید چه چه استفاده به کار میاد. یه جایی تو اتاقتون هست که میتونید از این استفاده کنید و بفهمید که این به چی کار میاد. خب یعنی بهتون توضیح میده. حالا نکنید.
This will eventually grow its own rooms, and you're going to get new recipes. You know, like Mackenzie's talking about. All these different things keep expanding, and as it expands, eventually you're going to earn what we see here, which is called a loom. And when you set up a loom, it's an ability to essentially customize exactly which magical properties are on your gear, and take any piece of gear and adjust its properties and to tweak what it does. And I mentioned earlier that you can make anything look like anything. The collection of appearances, we call it, or cosmetics, we've been referring to it in this stream. Those types of things you can use, and you can apply a look to any other look. So if you get a piece of gear, you put it on, you can change it to look like whatever you want.
That's so cool. And like you can just put some ability to this sweater, but then you can just swap that ability.
Yep, and appearances you can edit whenever you want in the gear screen. The loom is specifically about applying traits and applying larger upgrades, greater statistical advantage, that blend in nicely with where you're trying to go with your combat fantasy or talents and things like that.
Interesting. I'm just seeing that they're just like pumpkin fur, moonka fur. Where does that come from?
Yeah, and so you'll notice that the ingredients that are used to add traits and to upgrade your gear are based around beasts. So this is where we get into the beast care section, which is inside this Mario.
قسمت بعدی گیم پلی.
idea. And so you can see here we have a couple of beasts. We have a graphorn, a niffler, and a neasel as well. Variety.
Oh my god, he's just like a big puppy.
They're so
cuddling. Oh my god, they're together. Oh, that's so cute.
They're adorable. And so part of beast care is petting them as well, but feeding them too. And so once you do those things, they're magical ingredients. So mooncalf fur, niffler fur, that can then be used in your gear.
That is like so like intuitive.
با تک تک اعضای دنیا قشنگ میتونی ارتباط بگیری. موجودات زنده این دنیا.
That's so. Oh my god.
Yeah, and we really want to hammer home the fact that this is like a home that you're making for them. So in the overland, you can find these beast dens and rescue these beasts. Part of doing so is brushing them and feeding them food as well, and to build that relationship with your beast. In addition to be able to care for beasts, you can actually conjure things in this space as well.
The house, the cottage.
Yeah, right. And so we have like a lot of little ornaments in this area. And a lot of them are purely cosmetic, but they look really cool. Again, it's the personalization of this space.
یعنی بیرون چیزا می‌دونیم درست کنیم.
Hours just designing this whole area to personalize. This is like cool. It's like you have this little play area, like a personalized fish tank, so to say.
این حیاط پشتیه اتاق ما. چقدر باحاله.
And there's like a decoration aspect, but there's also we were saying inside as well is there's a utility aspect to it too. So as you progress in the game and you're able to purchase more conjurations, you're able to speed up your process. So one of them, for example, is the food processor, which allows for the beast in the space to automatically get feed, so you don't have to do it manually. So you're really
میگه اگه بخواید اینجا حیوانی نگه داری باید بهشم برسید. خب میتونید دستین کار انجام بدید یا میتونید یه سری ابزار بذارید اینجا که اتوماتیک غذاشون رو براشون بسازه بهشون بده دیگه نیاز نیست دستی. یعنی خب اتوماتیک دنیایی که حیاط پشتی میخواد نگهداری کنید و حیواناتش اتوماتیک بهشون رسیدگی خواهد شد. چقدر باحال.
In addition, there's also a toy box where you can play with your beasts. You'll see here,
اسباب بازیه. اسباب بازی برای بازی کردن با حیوانات خونگیتونه.
Imagine the mooncalf really likes the moon ball, or the neasel as like a little cat really likes to chase the yarn ball as well.
Right.
And they're super cute.
Oh my god.
Watching them, it's so cute.
And the big thing we really wanted to hammer home is that the world is a dangerous place. So by going and rescuing these beasts and bringing them back here and caring for them, you're really helping them out. There's poachers in the overland who hunt these beasts for their material. So instead, you're caring for them. You're giving them a home.
Right. Oh my god, this is so
حقیقتا حلاله جدی میگم. سازنده این بازی.
You could actually name them as well. So like your dog.
So getting back into that personalization, you know, we didn't want you to just like throw in, oh, here's a grapple.
میتونیم براشون اسم بذاریم.
Named whatever Andrew's about to name them.
من اسمشو میذارم.
The good name.
You know, we've created this really nice.
من اسمشو میذارم ابی ابراهیم عزیز رئیس جمهورمون.
Space and
additional
vivariums, correct, to different kind of aesthetics and looks to where you're keeping your beasts and caring for them.
Progression is a big part of this space as well. So as you progress through the story, you will unlock as you can see, this one's quite meadow themed, big, open, bright. But there's other ones, say like a swamp. And it's really a visual effect to and more space for your beast.
Oh, so it's like those. So when we're inside the room requirement, there's like on the left, there's that moon glow from one entrance, and then some shrubbery going on the right. Is that what you're talking about?
Yep, that's exactly it.
Ah, oh, you put trees in here too. Oh my goodness.
And another thing with the beast care that I think is great, you know, tying back to the same kind of thing that you did with like the broom, where the broom is not just a method of travel, it's actually built in and integrated into the world. In the same way, like beast care isn't just this
خیلی شخصی سازی عجیب غریبی داره. هیچ گیمی من ندیدم اینجوری بتونی شخصی سازی کنی.
Yeah, everything connects. So as you progress through the missions, you'll expand the space.
فقط امیدوارم یک گیمپلی یک داستان واقعا خفن داشته باشه، چون زحمت دیگه الان دارن ناگون روی گیمپلی کشیدن هدر میره اگه یه داستان خوب ببینید و بین‌سازی خوب، یه بین‌سازی و یه داستان خوب داشته باشه رو راحت بالای 90 این بازی، جدی میگم.
In the open world, it's in those different environments, like the different combat and conflicts and bandit camps and different things like that exist in the overland. Those things are what hold recipes that exist in the loom. So all these things have a way of connecting. Moonstone that you find out in the world is the resource that we use to conjure everything that's found throughout the world. Forageables are used for recipes, so really everything's like a cycle and keeps you coming back.
But even with the story that's being told too, I think people know who Poppy is and that she has a particular affinity for beasts.
Yeah, I mean, I think everything we're seeing here, you're going to be venturing out into the world, and this is just kind of the tip of the iceberg, even of kind of like your interactions with beasts in that narrative. So you bringing up Poppy, there are more kind of mysteries to discover and things to discover out in the world that have to do with her and that have to do with caring for beasts, and so different characters have their own stuff that just kind of make this all just kind of like the beginning of your journey.
Well, we could spend hours in here, but we're gonna have to end the stream now. What do you think about what you've seen today?
I mean, I'm just so blown away by how beautiful it looks. The open world seems so.
اینجا دیگه به پایان میرسه و دارن در نظراتشون در مورد چیز میگن، در مورد بازی میگن. واقعا خفنه، واقعا قشنگه. یعنی من ریدم خب که اینا رو دیدم، پشمام. هاگوارتز لگسی واقعا اونجوری فکر میکردم نیست، یعنی خیلی خفن تره. دنیای بازی فوق العاده پویا، کاستومایز فوق العاده دستت بازه، جنگیدن و ماجیکایی که میتونی استفاده کنی و حیواناتی که میتونی کنترل کنی، اسپلایی که میتونی استفاده کنی، میشنای فرعی، میشنای اصلی، دانجنا. خیلی 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 این بازی کانتنت داره و فقط سوال اصلی من داستان بازی چقدر میتونه خوب باشه و ببینیدش. شما نظرتون برام بنویسید و بگید که از این پادکست خوشتون اومد یا نه. عشقی، دوستتون دارم، ممنون که دیدید. love you. تا بررسی گیم‌های دیگه، تریلر دیگه، پادکست دیگه، شما رو خدا بزرگ می‌سپارم و خدا نگهدار.